Peace, blessings, much respect, much love. It's your boy, the Ghetto Guru, aka Sean Gold, coming back with a second video of the day. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. So this one, I want to talk about. This one's a little deeper. It might sound a little crazy to people, but hey, we can't do nothing about that. So this one is gonna be titled "Everything, Everywhere, All at Once." Your surroundings are reminders of your past lives. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Your surroundings are reminders of your past lives. So, what do I mean by that? So, we all know the movie. Well, if you don't know, excuse me, the movie that came out, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's basically showing the multiverse and showing that how we all exist on many different realms and many different levels at all at once. So, that's back into what I was saying in the last video, tapping into your inner self, getting to know yourself more through prayer and meditation. Also, and getting to know your higher self. So you're also tapping into your inner self, getting to understand yourself more and hear yourself more, but also to connect with your higher self. And that's you on the other realms. Because as you came back on this 3D Earth realm, you're here not to just do one mission. We have many missions, many talents, many gifts. So sometimes people will be like, I don't know which one to do. You're supposed to do all of them. You just got to find a way to incorporate all of them into one. That's back to the movie with that. If y'all didn't see that movie, I need to check that out. But back to the inner work. Through prayer and through meditation, as I meditated more, I've been meditating for over a decade, and I've been in the spirituality game since 17. I'm 32. So I'll be 33 in January next year. So I've been doing my work for a minute. So this is why I'm able to get this type of knowledge and wisdom. And there's other people that's out there too that do the same thing. So this is not just coming out of thin air. This is all from inner work and outer work and prayer, meditation, and God and all the ancestors in the universe. So you just got to tap into yourself and do it daily and be committed to it. And you'll be able to get answers for questions. It's the reason why Buddhists meditate all day, because they're going inner and talking, letting the information come from the universe, God, and the ancestors to be able to get questions to answers that they didn't realize that was in them. A lot of times we as humans think we need validation or confirmation from the outer world, and a lot of times we already know the answers and what we're supposed to do in our path. We just be second guessing our intuition and our inner knowledge from the outer world, looking at the outer world like, oh, I'm not sure, I don't trust myself. A lot of times we already know. So that's back to this. So like I said, that movie shows us existing on different realms at the same time. We just have to connect with our inner self to be able to connect to our higher self, to connect to that. And once our higher self sees that, that's when you get more knowledge, you get more downloads, you get more wisdom from God, the universe, your ancestors, from your higher self. And that's when you're more in alignment on your path, and you don't have a difficult, it's not saying it's going to be easy, but you're not going to have as much of a difficult path as you trying to figure it out in your ego mind and your ego self. Like, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to try a bunch of things and just see what works. You'll be able to connect more to your higher self and know and get the answers. This is back to the video I was saying before about being connected with yourself and be able to hear and see and get those messages from the other side. In this video, I'm talking about being able to get the messages from your higher self and also your inner self and God, the universe, and your ancestors. The more you tap in and do it through meditation, prayer, inner work, cleansing yourself, healing yourself, and it all will come into alignment. So when I did my meditation and stuff like that these past few months, I started getting a lot of questions. I started getting a lot of answers to questions I wanted to know. And sometimes it wasn't even questions, it was just knowledge that was coming to me. So this is why I got your surroundings remind you of your past lives. So for those that don't know, we already decided when we came back to this earth realm what we wanted to do and who we wanted to be, and whether it's in talks of the family we were assigned to, the purpose we were assigned to, or just the way we personality-wise, the way we view the world, and the things we want to do to help the world and raise the consciousness. So we already know. The trick is, in this matrix, is that we purposely made ourselves forget, because that is part of the game. The matrix is a systematic game, simulation game. We're just in it, and we have to figure out who we are again and what we're supposed to do. Because a lot of time we think we're our government name, we think that we're our family name, and we're not. That's just the flesh and our simulation game and the simulation name in the game of the Matrix. But who we are as a soul this time, that's a whole different ball game and a whole different story. And that's part of the game of you have to remember. This is why it's important to do the prayer and the meditation and tap into yourself and the higher self and the universe and God and your ancestors so you can be able to get that type of knowledge. So as I was meditating and doing those things recently, I was able to tap into that knowledge because I got to that level now where I was able to tap into that type of information. And that's why I got from the past lives of things that I was doing in my past, who I was in my past lives. And I looked at my surroundings. So I was like, okay, because that's when after I watched the movie and I was doing a meditation, and all I heard was, yo, everything around you, just like that movie, is reminders of who you are. And I was like, that's deep. And I was like, what do you mean? As I went more deep into the meditation, it was like, think about it. It's the reason why you live in Harlem. You used to be a jazz player in one of your past lives. That's why you love jazz so much. You're a young person, but you're an old soul. And I'm like, you know what? That's true. I didn't think about it like that. I love all type of genres of music, but it's something about jazz and blues that when I hear it, my soul just feels so familiar with it and it goes somewhere else with it. I don't know why, but that explained it. Then they was like, think about it. It's the reason why you like that movie so much, Everything Everywhere All at Once with the Chinese lady. Think about it. You had a Chinese family that was living in your building for years and they owned a restaurant across your street, also across the street where you live, and she still works there. But the lady always sees you and always say, hey, my friend, and she be cool with everybody else. But when she see me, it's like a whole different lingo and connection. And it's like, that's because you used to be a Chinese lady in one of your past lives as well. But your lesson this time is to not get caught up in family because she is taking care of the family business. I don't know her goals and aspirations, but she's been doing the family business for years. Who knows? Maybe she had other goals and aspirations, but she sacrificed for family and just put that to the back burner and did the family business, just like the lady in the movie, Everything Everywhere at Once. And I was like, oh snap, because my south node, that's people that know about that. My south node was a Cancer. My north node now is Capricorn. So your south node is what you did in your past life that you didn't complete. That's why you're coming back this time to make sure you fulfill that mission that God needs you to fulfill. So in the past life, I sacrificed, because Cancer is the mother and Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. So I sacrificed for family and put all my dreams and aspirations to the back because I was so much into family and doing for family that I didn't get to pursue my mission that time. So this time, in the masculine father figure as a Capricorn, that energy of that sign, same thing, fatherly figure energy, family, very family orientated, putting family first, but I also have to remember to not let that get in the way of my purpose and the missions and the dreams that I'm supposed to fulfill, which I had to learn the hard way and learn like, okay, I got to learn how to put myself first because that happened in my last lifetime, in one of my past lives where I didn't complete the mission because I put family ahead. So this is my lesson now because Capricorns, like Cancers, they are doers too, but they're more of like family home. But Capricorners have like boss mentality, work to a fault sometimes too much. We need to learn how to take a break. But that is the mission of a Capricorn, to always do. So that's why this time I'm coming back to make sure that I fulfill that and don't let family get in the way this time. So that I had to find a balance this time, which I always have to do, of doing for family, being there and all the time and doing them, but I also have to find time like, all right, yo, I need to let y'all handle some things. I need to focus on me because I got to fulfill this, because when I put too much energy into the things that y'all need me to do and it feels good being there for y'all, I don't have no energy to fulfill the mission that I'm supposed to fulfill that God has me on and the universe and the ancestors. So that's one of the other lives. Then there was like, think about it more. There's like, it's a reason why you like going to the Africans down the block from you, that you always like to get your incense and your other stuff too. There's like, that's because in one of your past lives, you was an African warrior. And I was like, oh, and then it made sense because recently I did my ancestry and the results came back. Little to my knowledge, I'm fully African. And I'm like, oh, that's more proof of the knowledge that I got when I was meditating of one of my past lives. And people thought I was crazy because I did a live like months ago on Instagram about that when I said that. I know people was thinking I'm crazy, but it just confirmed more of what I said. Because how would I know that? And then that confirmed it more, and I never knew I had African in me, all in me. Like my whole results was all from Africa. I'm like, wow, confirmation even more. But it was funny because in my life, every time I came in contact with any Africans, they always try to talk to me in their language, and I'm like, nah, I'm not African. They always be like, really? You look just like it. You sure you're not from there? Your family? I'm like, nah, I'm not from there. And they always been doing that even till this age. And then it made sense. I'm like, that's because, again, just like with the Chinese lady, she recognized my soul. They recognize me somewhere too. And it's a reason why I connect with them and why, sorry, looking at the time, and why I like going to them. Same as going to, what is it? What I'll say? Going to the Botanicas. Those are Spanish people. But in my ancestry, it was Native American in them too. That's indigenous people, Mexican, if you want to say, and you know, that indigenous realm of people. That was more confirmation with that information. Then it was like, yo, it's a reason why there's a French restaurant across the street from you called Maison Harlem. There was like one of Somalian family was a Mason. It's the reason why that restaurant is there, and also it's French. You used to be a white guy one in your lifetime, and you also got stabbed before. And I was like, oh, that explains. There's on your right side. So that explains because one of my ribs is like a weird dent. It's some weird. I don't know how that happened. Even the doctors can't even explain why it's like that. But when I got the information, I said, oh, that's why. That's from a mark from a past life. Because if you don't know, some of our marks on our bodies or beauty marks is scars or wounds or something that happened to us in a past life. Either we got hurt there, that's what we got, injured and we died. But it's reminders of that. But like I said, this is a matrix simulation game. The trick of it is that shoot, my ear is ringing right now. Confirmation. The trick is that we know what we wanted to do when we came back this time, but we just don't remember. And everything that's in our surroundings and the people around us is for us to remember and connect the dots and be like, oh, I remember this and I remember that. Oh, this is why I'm into that. Or this is why I connect to these people. Or this is why I'm into that. So I'm supposed to incorporate all of that now. This is why I incorporate my music. That's back to the jazz player. Learn how to play piano again. It's back to the jazz player. The Chinese past life, that's why I'm into the Chinese zodiac, Chinese calendar, and all that stuff. And I connect with, like a lot of, Chinese culture, martial arts. I'm into that. It's back to the Africans. I'm into the incense, into the history, all that stuff. And my bloodline is from that. And, the same with many, back to the French. I also found I got German in me too. So, these are all just confirmations. This is why they say you got to look up who you are and learn who you are, because a lot of us think our government names and our family names who we are, but if we look up our ancestries and tap into our inner self and connect to our higher self, we'll find out that that's not who we are. That's not who we are on the inner side of our flesh with our spirit. Our outer flesh says, this is my government name, this is my family name, but your spirit is something else. You don't know who that is inside this body. And when this leaves outside this body, when it's your time to go, it goes somewhere else. So we also have to realize that your spirit is going somewhere else. It's not over. Think about it. Why would God just make it where you just die and that's it? You ain't never going to experience nothing ever again. If that's the case, where was you at this whole time before you came into this lifetime? Because there's trees and many things that are way older than us. So this is where they get the terms old soul. Because you were here before. You just was doing something different. You got to remember this time you came back in any other lifetime. And when you leave out of this host body, you're going somewhere else. Because energy never dies. God is science as well. He created it. So we have to learn how to stop being so confined to books. Whether that's the Bible, not saying that the Bible doesn't have relevance in it, but there was other things that existed way before that book, and people as well. Look up the Dogon tribe. They had the ability to be able to look up to the satellite and look up into the sky, say what certain planets was and everything without any proof. And when scientists went to go look, the places of the planets and the satellites were and the stars were exactly where they said, and they couldn't believe it. But this is back to certain people have these abilities. So the more you tap into your inner self, your higher self, you'll get it. So peace, blessing, much respect, and to the next video. Peace.